Well, hello everybody. I am here making another debate negotiation video for John Welch. So I hope that you all will share this, like it, make comments, all that good stuff. This will take, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes because I'm going to play his video here in just a moment. But we're making progress. You'll see here in just a moment that we've got a few things ironed out. A few things, nothing critical though. So we're going to try to iron out some more of these critical issues and see if we can get this debate set up here as soon as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into this. Let me find what I was looking for. Here it is. Okay, so we want to make this full screen. Okay, so where's it at? Okay, there we go. Now I think that we've got it. So I'm going to go ahead and play this video. It's about let me see. Looks like about 7 minutes long, but I'll stop it. It'll take longer than that to go through these points here. So just listen up and enjoy. This will be fun.
2.5 years ago, we put this screen up and suggested I had chat.
Okay, first off, the reason I'm doing this and showing his part of the video is so that you've got what he says and what I say right there in the same place, so you don't have to keep flipping back and forth. Although, this is video number 201. You can see there on the top right-hand corner of his screen, Prove All Things number 201. So, here we go.
Challenged John Watson, local preacher at the West Side Church of Christ here in town, to debate here in
Again,
Indianapolis,
I accepted
High
it the
School
last
Road
time.
Church. We'll talk more about that in a minute.
I'll talk more about that in a minute.
Challenged him at the West Side Church during a service. They allowed questions and comments, and I challenged him to a debate. And then,
okay, so I've said this several times before. I'm going to say this again. During that, he, in front of the entire congregation, called me a coward several times. Now, I don't think that's Christian attitude. I'm just saying. But, hey, you comment. You tell me. Is it okay to go into a congregation, stand up and call everybody cowards and tell them they're going to hell? Well, I mean, I got my thoughts on it.
never heard from him after that.
He did hear from me.
6 months later,
He just rejected what I said.
Our program was going well. I decided I'd do some teaching about this. And during the course of that teaching, I challenged him to a debate, be more specific about it. And this is just what you're seeing here is just a screenshot, screen save off of one of those programs. We did it for about 3 months.
So this is just essentially what he wanted to do, which was all or nothing.
This one, you can see it was, I think this was 92. Yeah, number 92 of our programs. And I suggested the proposition for John to affirm the scriptures teach that the resurrection of the dead occurred in 70 AD. Now, that just happens to be, I've debated predators.
I want to tell you all something real quick. Initially, I did not want to debate him. As a matter of fact, at that point, I was not terribly convinced that debating was the right thing to do. I am now. I mean, I think it's perfectly legit. Not a problem. So, if it's handled right. But one of the reasons I did not want to debate him was, well, let's just face it, he's very coarse. He's a, I don't know. Watch if you had the opportunity, if it was available, you should watch the debate with really him and anybody. But that was the biggest reason that I had in the beginning to not do that. I've obviously debated people. I've had 4 debates since then, and not that I'm the biggest debater in the world, but I think it can be handled right. But that was my apprehension in the very beginning, was simply the attitude that he expresses, and I just didn't want to be a part of that. Now, I don't know, my opinion has changed a little bit about some of this stuff, and what he does is on him. And I'll just say this for the benefit of everybody listening. I don't have to act that way. So if he wants to act that way, you go right ahead. I'm going to act like a Christian.
risen before, and that happens to be the proposition that Don Preston, a fairly well-known preterist preacher, had affirmed in debate with me. And I
So
suggested that I was willing to
he's
teach.
trying to goad me
The
into
scriptures teach that
taking
there
the
will be
same
a
proposition that
resurrection
Don
of the
had.
dead at the end of the current age.
I want a different one.
So we haven't heard from John about this. He never said he wanted to do this for 2.5 years. This was 2.5 years ago. We're on, well, I didn't put it up there, but we're on number 201 now. This was 92.
Come on,
Program
come
92.
on,
So
let's
that's about
get
two and
with
a half
it, John.
years.
Come on.
Now, I did notice it was called to my attention that Brother Watson had suggested alternate propositions.
Okay, so it was called to his attention. The only way he gets these videos is because I'm blocked. Is if you all share these with him. So I encourage you to do that.
He had suggested that my proposition was dandy. He's willing to deny that. But he wanted the proposition the scriptures teach that the resurrection of the just and unjust would occur when the miraculous gifts of the Holy Spirit ceased.
Which is a great proposition for him. It really is. All he has to do is think about it. But hey, I am the only one negotiating here. You'll see this as we go on. But either way, here we go.
He wants me to deny that. And I'll tell you now, I'm a little skeptical of this proposition.
I wonder why.
Because it's not well defined in itself.
John, you cannot expect me to give you all the answers to everything. I mean, this is the whole point of a debate. I don't know. Just saying.
I don't know what he means by the resurrection of the just and unjust. I know what I mean.
It's the same resurrection that everybody else teaches
and I don't know
and
he
believes.
Doesn't define when
especially
the
in the Church of
miraculous
Christ.
Gifts of the Holy Spirit ceased. When was
It's only
that?
one resurrection. Eschatological resurrection.
When I think they ceased, but I don't know what he thinks about when they ceased. And so,
okay, guys, and John, that's the whole point of this debate. So, but I get it. It's okay. I'm gonna work with you because I want to debate. Here we go.
To me, the proposition needs better defined. It's been my understanding.
I'll define it in the debate.
Believe that the resurrection of the dead, the final resurrection. The word resurrection is used in some ways, not necessarily referring to the final.
Well, yes, baptism
was in 70 A.D. thereabouts, and there'll be no other resurrection. Now, I think that's what John believes. Why not say that? I
will say exactly what I believe in all this time that you want to give me. Okay, I'll say it, but you can't define it in the proposition. Goodness, that would be a book by itself. There we go.
Something that I understand what he means when he says it, but it is a good thing that at least he's willing to talk about this and suggest something.
Wait a minute. I'm the only one so far to this point who's been willing to talk about anything. Maybe he's bending here a little bit. Maybe I see him softening up. Maybe. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens when he answers the video to confirm that.
Now, let me show you this. This would
John, are you softening up?
At the High School Road Church, which is a little larger than the West Side Church, the building's a little larger, would be willing to house this whole thing, and that is located at 3103 North High School Road in Indianapolis.
About 2.5 minutes left.
And let me go one more notch here. I think I can go one more. Yeah. And we suggested at the time a Monday-Tuesday format with Mr. Watson affirming and Thursday-Friday me affirming and alternate 30-minute speeches. And it did seem that in his discussion on the internet, he was okay with 30-minute speeches. Didn't like it very much. He wanted several others.
Okay, so let me explain this. So here's what I wanted before: 30-minute opening speech, and then 20-minute following speech, and then a 10-minute speech, and then another 10 minutes to summarize. Okay, and the reason you do that is to be able to answer more questions. and respond and rebut. So that's the reason I wanted that. However, if you only have a 30-minute speech here, and this is the reason I believe John wants this structured this way, and then in the following 30-minute speech, I mean, I'm fine with that. I can make great use of that time, trust me. But it just doesn't give enough time to answer questions on the fly. I mean, I'll do it. I have no problem. But I'll show you what I want here just coming up in a moment.
But he was okay with it.
Resume.
I'm an old guy, and so I'm kind of used to the
Not far behind you, John.
thing, and I'm okay with 30 minutes too. So let's agree on that.
Yeah. So
this will be. We're going to try to put it on YouTube and on Facebook Live, and we'll try to make DVD recordings available. He also asked if he could do that. Yes, my goodness, yes, he can put it on YouTube.
It took
and
3
Facebook
videos to get this out of him, by the way.
He doesn't think ours will be enough, so he can put it on himself. No problem with that. And
3 videos in what? 2 or 3 weeks?
The print version of the debate available.
Yeah.
If the week's debate is not
keep
enough,
everybody honest.
we suggested we could do another week. And that would give him a total of 8 hours.
Guys, does anybody see an issue here with this other than me? I mean, okay, so I told him originally, and I've said this before, but I have to say this again. I just want to point this out. Go back and watch the other videos. Go back and watch the original video, number 89, I think is what it was actually, when he offered this. I don't remember, but it's in those videos that he made. So I told him, because of my work schedule and my personal life, I can only do 2 days. Okay, this was 2.5, 3 years ago. This is what I told him from the very beginning. So here's when I told him that. He gets on air and he says, well, apparently John Watson doesn't think he has enough time. So we'll give him 8 days. Really? This is the reason we're doing these public videos, okay? Everyone can see it for what it is. Here you go. Resume. Press
to present what he believes, and me a total of 8 hours to deny what he believes. So,
wow.
Now, let me say this. I think that it is rather tacky and ungainly for us to constantly, since we're both willing to debate, and the only difficulty is working out this proposition.
To say about this.
That maybe there's my address at the High School Road Church of Christ.
Okay, let me point something out. Tacky or not, it's working, and we're ironing these things out in full view of the public, anyone who wants to watch. So I will not be sending mail, as you suggest here coming up. I will not be sending mail to, if you want to debate me, and I'm the one that has to bend on everything, you can at least do this.
3103 North High School Road is that we correspond with one another. And
we're corresponding now.
Rather than bandying all of this back and forth on the internet. And that sounds really good to me. I usually take at least 6 months to prepare for these discussions. I am a little older, and so I may take a long time, but I was thinking maybe since if we can get agreement, roughly get agreement soon, then maybe this fall, October, November, at some date mutually convenient for the both of us. So, having said that, I'm going to get this off of.
Okay, so that's pretty much it for his portion of the video. Now, I'm going to show you something here that this is my proposal. Okay, so anyway, this is the way it's, and I have to keep this on the way this looks, because if I do, then I lose my OBS studio thing over here, and I can't see what's going on. So you just have to bear with this. So anyway, essentially, I'm the one here in the middle of these negotiations. John stepped in last week on his Tuesday night video. I would encourage you to watch that. Prove All Things on Facebook and YouTube. The High School Road Church of Christ is the one you have to look for. There's several on YouTube that say Prove All Things. But he's at Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're in Indiana, so he's in Eastern Standard Time. So I'm encouraging you, go to that program. If I remember, I'll put a link here to that program in the description. But go to that program this Tuesday night. Listen to what he has to say. Ask him questions about all of this. Encourage him to get this done. As a matter of fact, you'll see here in just a moment. He said, we could, if we can get this decided soon, John, you can decide this right now. All you have to do is agree to what I'm getting ready to say. There should be no reason whatsoever for you to disagree with any of these things. So we can get this done. We can get this set up immediately. So here's where I'm at. So how do I do this here? Okay, so first thing I want to talk about, these are the things that we've agreed to so far. First off, we agree that the debate will be held at High School Road Church of Christ. No problem there. Secondly, we agree that each one of us has the right to record, broadcast, and distribute equally. No problem there. I think that's obviously mutual. We also agree on 30-minute alternating speeches. I do have a little provision to that. We'll just see. But we do agree on that. So we've got that out of the way. Also, we've got half of the propositions agreed on up to this point. So his proposition, we agree, is acceptable. Now, here are some other things that I want considered for this debate. I'm a part of this, I should have a little bit of a say in it, something anyway, other than just show up, and do what I say. First thing to consider is I would simply just like to add 10 minutes at for each of us at the end of the night's worth of debate. That way we can summarize. When I get done, 10 minutes. When you get done, 10 minutes after our 30-minute speeches. That should not be an issue. That adds 20 minutes. That is not that big of a deal. And it allows us to call, both of us equally, to call to remembrance what we have said. And we should be able to summarize that within 10 minutes. I don't see why that should be a sticking point. Also, my proposition, John, I'm going to bend again. Okay, here's the only one doing any negotiating in these videos is me. So here I go. I'm going to bend again. You said you didn't like that proposition. Apparently you're, I don't know, confused about when the gifts of the Holy Spirit end. I'm not, so I have no problem affirming that. But since that is obviously a problem for you, how about this proposition? The scriptures teach that the resurrection of the dead ones would occur within the generation to whom Jesus spoke. Why would that be a problem? I'm simply saying and affirming that Jesus said the resurrection would happen in that generation. The resurrection. We're not talking about baptism. That is an eternal thing. Okay. Another thing to consider. Now, listen to this, John. Okay? Listen closely. If you will agree to my proposition, I will debate you for 4 nights. Okay? Let's do this. As a matter of fact, let me point something out. You had said that, let's just do 8 nights. Let me put it this way. If you really feel like you want to do another 4 nights after we're all done, then we'll set something else up at a mutually agreeable time. Okay? This is what I can do. 4 nights. Don't pull apparently John needs 16 nights. Come on, no, right? That's just not right. I'll do 4 nights. This is what you originally suggested. I'm going to do that. I will make the sacrifice to do this. However, this is when I need to do it. The date that I'm saying, you can end all these negotiations. We can be done with this by simply agreeing to these last 4 points. I think 4 points would be September of this year. And it would be the 21st and the 22nd and the 24th and the 25th. I even put a calendar up here and put some red X's on that to make that as clear as I possibly can. So that's where I'm at as far as this goes. So let's recap this. Ready? Essentially, these are the things that we have yet to agree on. Basically 4 things. Unless I'm missing something, which just tell me if I am. No problem. We need to agree on a nightly 10-minute summary for each of us. We need to agree on actually, I already agree on these 4 things. So if you agree on these, hey, the debate negotiations are essentially over, and hey, we can start planning and get down to business. We need to agree on my proposition, or you need to agree on my proposition. You need to agree on 4 nights, okay? One step at a time, 1 foot at a time, and let's get off on this foot, step off on this foot, the right one, 4 nights, okay? Do not come back. If you come back and say, well, apparently John needs more time, everybody's going to see what you're doing, Josh. So you go right ahead and do that if you want, but you got 4 nights, and then the date of September 20th. So let's go over this one more time, okay? I would like for each of us to have a 10-minute summary at the end of each night. Number 2, my proposition is the scriptures teach that the resurrection of the dead ones would occur within the generation to whom Jesus spoke. Number 3, if you'll agree to my proposition, I'll do 4 nights. And then September 2020 will be the 21st and the 22nd. We'll skip Wednesday so we can have our Bible study. And then the 24th and 25th. That's a Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday of the week of the 20th of September 2020. So it's pretty much just that simple. I don't know how else I can put it, you know? So if you want to do that, there you go. We've got it. We can accommodate this, and we can get it all taken care of. And what's going on here? There we go. Now I can see what my feed's doing here. So there you go. That's pretty much it. Now, here's the thing about this, and I want to say just a little bit. I'm not going to spend a whole lot more time doing this, but I do want to say that we have a tremendous opportunity here to illustrate to the world how members of the Church of Christ deal with one another in their disagreeing and in their differences. I truly believe that John and me can and I, whatever, can illustrate that to the world. I'm willing to do that. And I think it will be a fantastic opportunity for everybody to compare what John's teaching from the futurist standpoint, that Jesus is coming in the future, and from what I'm teaching from all things being fulfilled standpoint, that Jesus kept his promise and didn't mess things up. So, yes, I just said it that way. I know a lot of people get upset about that, but that's okay. Go ahead and get upset. Then let's just do this. We can get the debate set. We can start advertising. We can let people know, and there you go. It's just pretty much that simple. Okay, so I'm going to be done for the night, at least with this. I'm going to sign off here in just a moment. I welcome questions and comments and suggestions. I really, really appreciate everyone for watching. I'm begging you, share this on your timeline. Get this word out that John Welch and I are negotiating, and we're trying to get these things figured out, and we're trying to iron all of this out so that we can get this done in September. That's basically the 6 months that he asked for, and that's just the best time. That's the best time for me. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what his response is. Don't forget his show. I'll try to put some links to his show on Prove All Things, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Call him up. They welcome questions. 317-257-3000 is his phone number. And also, you can make comments on the live feed during the program, and also suggest to him, hey, let's get this done. Let's just accept it and move on and get to work. All right, love you all. Thank you all. Like this video, share it. Go to YouTube at Restoration Movement 2.0 and subscribe. You'll be able to see these there. Put them on a playlist, and I'll post this just as soon as it's available to do that. And that's all. I'm out. I'll see you next time. Matter of fact, I will see you Tuesday night, if not before then, on my program following John Welch's at John Watson on YouTube. On Facebook. And then Restoration Movement 2.0. That's at 8 p.m. Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Indiana, so keep that in mind. And hey, join us then. We'll talk about this and many other things and prove beyond a doubt by the scriptures that Jesus fulfilled absolutely everything that he said he would when he said he would. Thank you all. Love you all very much, and I'll see you then.